city, the god Krishna responded by firing weapons at this spacecraft. The weapons are described as arrows, but they're not ordinary arrows. It said that they roared like thunder when they were launched.
Do you know that the god Krishna is a takeoff from the god Asara? And do you know, while I sit in this house, I swear I'm not lying to you, there is things flying around in this house. Remember that other apartment I used to live in? I used to tell you the same thing. Things fly around in this house. And they have not always been, well, they've been here, but they haven't been making themselves as obvious as they're making themselves right now. So what they're talking about him shooting stuff from the ground, Krishna, back at the spaceships doesn't make sense, because the thing about it is that what would be shooting things back up from the earth into the sky would be the ships that live in the earth, not Krishna himself. So if there was a war, it was a war that something had invaded the system, something came out of the ground and went up and fought them. That war is over. That war has been won. That's the reason why the people that's in the earth is still in the earth. I don't believe that it was a war at all. What I believe is that the weather formation, that's the lightning that we see, and the green lights and everything that we see with these UFOs, have always came back to the earth to eradicate evil. And so the only thing that could have got shot back up at those things would have been nothing at all. There would have been no technology on the earth, I don't believe, that would have been that advanced, more capable than the ships that had came here to eradicate it. Otherwise, why would that city now be underwater? If you was that advanced, you would have been wise enough to know that eventually the water would come and take that city over, so you probably wouldn't have built it there. What I believe to be true is that just like we see this lightning coming down to the earth right now, setting this fire to this starting these wildfires up here in Washington, as well as Oregon, is those ships I've been telling you guys is always up there at the sun. See, the sun herself made those light ships. The sun made me, and the sun made you, and the sun made the lightning that had come down to the earth and caused the fires. The sun is also in control of the entities that's inside of the earth, that's killing the other entities that came here to this earth. So if there was a war that was being fought, I believe that the war was fought in the heavens, and that the lightning that was coming down to the earth was eradicating homesteads on the earth of the evil forces that probably was on the earth manipulating people at that time too. Same thing we got going on right now. But my point is, the God Krishna himself would not have been the person who shot light or the lasers or whatever you want to call it back at these entities. It would have been machinery and weaponry on the earth that was built by people living in the earth. That's what the war would have been. These people that live in the earth has been living in this earth for a long time, I'm sure. And the invaders that's in the earth, it's been a war going on forever and ever and ever. And what we got to realize more than anything is that the earth is not steadfast in any position in space. Wherever the sun goes, the earth follows it. They're locked into each other, just like an armature would have the magnetic poles locked around it. The sun is like the armature, and all the planets that rotate around the sun is like magnetic poles. Alright? So they stay in a fixed position with the sun, but the sun is constantly moving through space and time. Alright? And so that means that the earth herself, himself, androgynous, moves with the sun. As they move through space and time, they can always run into different entities that want to come and inhabit the earth, which would always bring a need for the Federation to come and get rid of the parasites. Now that's what I believe. Anytime you find a city that's underwater, is because the people who built that city had no idea that one day that city would be put in a place where water would come and cover it up. The water always comes and cover up a city because the supreme God decides that they want that city to be covered with water. That's why I keep telling you guys, I already see Seattle and Portland, Oregon being covered with water. I already see that. I keep trying to tell you that. And I've been preaching this to you guys for 2 years, that the universe has been showing me that it's going to put that Puget Sound on Seattle. And I see that all the time. The reason why I say the Puget Sound is that if the water rush up in that Puget Sound, it's going to just come inland and just destroy Seattle. Not to mention that you got the ocean front that'll get it too. So you have so much water that comes in there at one time that even if that complete city does not remain underwater, the water resides after the inundation, the damage, and all the people who will be swept out to sea when the water go back out is what we're talking about. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that the water will come and completely cover the city and stay there. But what I am saying is that because of the wickedness of you white people and your inability to take heed to the warnings that's already in your face. You got spaceships flying around. You even got the freaking prophet living right here telling you. After I done showed you everything that came true. You see all the sinkholes popping up everywhere. You know, it's just like this with me. I'm not going to be wasting a lot of time trying to convince ignorance that it's time to stop being ignorant when it's apparent that ignorance love to be ignorant. That's all to it. And I'm just out of juice. I am tired. I am tired for real. And it's going to be a lot easier for me to do my job just by letting the universe kill you guys out of the way. Because your selfishness and your greed is the reason that you're going to be erratic. And then your lies that you always tell. You control the media, and you always have people come on there that won't tell the truth. They always give you fairy tale bullshit so you guys think you're going to control us forever. So I'm going to tell you like this. I already know that the universe is planning on eradicating you guys. I already know that. And where you fucked up at is that you had your chance to buy that green light, and you told my sister and my mother and me, fuck you, after I had showed you guys what you was working with. So that's a done deal.
And resemble bolts of lightning or rays of the sun.
There you go, see?
In response, it was said that the spacecraft
Look at the sun. See the lights? Now they're telling the truth. Look at the sun back there. See, these things work with the sun. Now he's telling the truth. This is what's going on. The sun made these UFOs. I call them UFOs, but I'm going to tell you what they are. They are the Cosmic Federation, the 7 cosmic forces, that is 7 planets. I keep trying to tell you guys that. They're trying to blow some smoke up your ass and make you believe that the catastrophe that's going to be on the earth is going to be made just because Nibiru is passing by. You know what? The catastrophe is calculated math that is going to use the elements of the planet to wipe all the undesirables off of it. Mainly the water. Just like I've been telling y'all, water is coming. Look at what's going on in the New England states, in the Midwest right now. Water is flooding everything. Everything that made all those people make idiots out of themselves and think they were better than one another. You know, I got all this, I got all that, and you don't have shit. You know what? You don't have a brain, and that's the reason you went and collected all that materialism. Ain't nothing wrong with having materialism, but when you get materialism and you use that as a way to think that you're better than other people, that's where the problem come in at, because now you're putting people below something that people made. Okay, this is foolishness. This is foolishness. If your ass was stranded in the desert and you came across a car parked somewhere and then you heard people talking somewhere else, you would care less about that damn car unless it was loaded up with water and all the commodities you needed. Chances are it won't be, because all that stuff is going to be where the people are at. And you know that. You're going to say, wherever there's people, I might be able to get me a drink of water. You're not going to want to drink no water out of no radiator in no car or any of that shit. You're going to follow those voices. You can see a sign that says automobile dealership. You see another sign that says infirmary and people. You think your ass is going to be interested in materialism then? You think you're going to go to Dick Hanna or whatever? Or is you going to take your ass to that infirmary where the people is going to be at? Don't let your circumstances get that bad before you start realizing how important people are. Alright? Now what you white people have done with your slavery and all that stuff that you did to us melanated people has not gone unaddressed and unnoticed. These things are here to pay your gas. Some of you are going to even get the privilege of taking a ride in them. But what I'm trying to say to you is it's time for you to fix your karma and stop thinking that the gods are not back, because they are. I'm one of them. Regardless to whether you like it or not, you better understand this. I am one of the most important ones, because I'm the one down here on the earth trying to get you guys prepared for what's going down. But you're so busy drinking, so busy eating, so busy fornicating, so busy getting high all the damn time that I'm sitting here talking to you guys and you want to say, what? Some motherfucker had the nerve to say he don't have shit. And I am the person who's been given sole responsibility of the earth and the people on it. But you guys can't see that because I'm not white. And so even though I'm down here doing the Jesus deeds, I can't be Jesus. Well, see, that's your problem, because I don't need to be Jesus. My name is Asara. And that is what you better recognize, because all these other foolish religions that came up stole the true, that which encompasses all dynamics of all of what we're going through right now from the ancient Kemetic people, the people that we put here on the earth with the knowledge of what's going on. All that Ezekiel saw the wheel shit that you Christians stole, his name wasn't no freaking Ezekiel. Alright? All that stuff you got out of the books that you stole from the ancient Kemetic people, that you all murdered, and that you are all going to be held responsible for doing. So I want you to know that what's going on is that this is judgment. And who is the judge? The Son. And who am I? I am the S-O-N of the S-U-N. My name is Asara Setepe Rama'at. And you guys better recognize the fact that when I get down on this planet, everything on this planet that's be left here will be of a divine calibration. That means there will be no cigarette smoking, no alcohol drinking at all. And you're not going to be killing the new animals that we restock this earth with to eat them, because you don't need to eat animals to sustain yourself. That is a form of decadence and decay.
To appear in different places simultaneously.
Son.
It appeared to be moving in ways that resemble modern descriptions of UFOs. So what I find interesting about this account is there's a spacecraft made of metal that is firing down weapons on a city on Earth. The legend says
that happens. They be in the cloud and it look like it's lightning. And this, what they're doing now is just setting the vegetation on fire, because the vegetation will grow back. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have them burn up some cities with electricity so you guys can know that I am that I am. I want to get your attention and try to make you come into compliance. I got things flying around in this house right now that work off of my emotions. And my emotions can get shit done. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something. I'm trying to get that Golden Gate Bridge destroyed. I really am. I'm trying real hard to get them to destroy that Golden Gate Bridge. And the reason why is because you guys destroyed our whole civilization. And I know something like that bridge falling into that ocean will really get your attention and make your ass bow down. And if I can get you to bow down, I can get you to change your consciousness without having to kill all y'all dumbasses. And since you put so much pride